Hi everyone, in this video we'll be looking at mixtures. We've learned previously that substances can react to each other, which means that when they come together there is heat evolved or light evolved and there is new substances that are produced. This is known as a chemical reaction. But when we're talking about mixtures, there is no chemical reaction here. Two substances or three substances or even more come together without the formation of a new product. So if you have salt and water, the mixture is formed. The mixture is a mixture of salt water. You don't have nothing new. The salt is still there. The water is still there. So this is a mixture. We say that the substances are physically combined, which means that there is no chemical reaction between these substances. I will avoid using the term mix to define the word mixture. So if I have to define a mixture, I will say a mixture consists of two or more substances that are physically combined. When we are talking about mixtures, so let's say we have that salt and water example, we will not be using word equations to show what is happening because there is actually no reaction happening. So it's just salt and water. I will not write any word equation saying salt plus water, arrow, salty water. There is no product form, so I cannot use a word equation. Now, a mixture can consist of two solids, could consist, well, not just two, but it could consist of solids and liquid, or liquids together. So you could have a mixture of solids together. For example, if you have salt and sugar together, this is a mixture of solids. You could have a mixture of solid and liquid. Now, when we're considering a mixture of solid and a liquid, there is two possibilities. One possibility is that the solid dissolves in the liquid, like salt and water. So when you add salt to water, all the salt is going to dissolve in the water. And another possibility is that the solid does not dissolve in the water. For example, if you take rice will not dissolve in water. So there's two possibilities. So here we are, the two possibilities when you have a solid and a liquid together. Now, when the solid dissolves in the liquid, we say that the solid is soluble. So this is a very important term, soluble solid. So it's a solid that is soluble is a solid that dissolves in a liquid. When we're talking about liquid, it's not just water. It could be any liquid like alcohol, like acetone, any liquid when we're talking about here, could be any liquid. Okay, so when a solid does not dissolve in the liquid, so the solid is said to be insoluble now. So you have a very important term. Something that is insoluble means that it does not dissolve in that liquid. Okay. And another possibility when we have a mixture is that you have liquids that are together. You could have two liquids, you could have three liquids, or so just put it in general when you have liquids together. For example, alcohol and water. These are two liquids that are together. Now, again, when we have liquids that are together, you could have the liquids that mix together, like they form, they are combine together. So like when alcohol and water combine together, you cannot see the water, you cannot see the alcohol, everything is mixed together. So we say that they dissolve in each other. Or we could say we could have a mixture of liquids where the liquids do not dissolve with each other, do not mix with each other. For example, oil and water. Oil floats on water, and when you have a mixture of oil and water, you can see the oil and you can see the water. So there, here you have two possibilities as well. So I've written it down. So liquids that mix, example alcohols and water, and liquids that do not mix, example oil and water. So here you will see the oil, you will see the water. Here you will not be able to identify where the alcohol is and where the water is. They just come together as one whole substance. Here you can distinguish the two. So this is a summary of whatever you will need to know before we start to separate mixtures. At your level, we'll be looking at mixtures that consist of only two substances. We will not go towards three substances. So we'll be separating, we will see how we can separate salt and sugar. We'll see how we can separate salt and water, rice and water, alcohol and water, oil and water. These are a few examples that we'll see, and we'll be looking at separation techniques. You will need to take this down as it is in your copybook. If you want to take it as a map, you can take it down as a map, or if you want to write notes with sentences, you could also do that, as long as information that has been covered over here is in your copybook. So thank you.